Morning, 9:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, October 26, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I just have some breaking news here. We have earnings coming in, and this is a big one. As Google, Alphabet Class A, the earnings came in and they missed earnings by 16.10%. They estimated a 1.289, came in at 1.082, and they missed revenue by 2.69%, minus 1.947 billion. They were off by. They estimated revenue at 72.447 billion, came in at 70.5 billion. That's well under what they expected. So now, due to this, Alphabet's down better than 7. It's a 7.9% now at $95.52. So you must watch this. And then also, Microsoft is feeling the effects here, down 7.94% or $230.75. Its earnings, they beat earnings, but with how bad Google and the Class A missed earnings, it's having a downward spiral effect here. And Microsoft's earnings today, they were up 1.66%, surprise in earnings. They estimated 2.312 and they got a 2.35, so not bad. And they had a surprise up 0.92% in revenue. They hit 458.77 million. Above, they estimated 49.663 billion, reported 50.122 billion. But big drop off here to start the day. And the question is that going to remain? This is probably an overzealous dump off here. But with the way earnings looked, you wouldn't have had this big of an overzealous dump off if Google, especially Class A, wouldn't have dumped and missed earnings this bad. So that's what's going on this morning. I assume that this should be able to carry itself, but when you start to have reversals like this, it doesn't necessarily look like it's just going to end in 2 minutes. You know, this is something where it was having a rally in pre-market, end of the day yesterday, and then all of a sudden it comes in today, and it reversed late yesterday too. But it was starting to have a little bit of a rally because people were getting excited about earnings. But now it just looks like with Google, and this is Class A, this looks like it's starting to reverse back down now. And like this could have been a fake out up. And we have a further move down to go. 94.64 will be a spot. But if you break that, then you start to have to come down a little bit here. And that doesn't look good for Microsoft. Microsoft's kind of in the same boat here. With this breakdown here, if this continues down, this could end up being a significant sell-off. This has already been a terrible start for most. It's the biggest one-day sell-off here to start the day like this since 2020, I believe, back in the blah, blah, blah days. So that's just something to pay attention to, and I want anybody who owns this or who's in the stock market to pay attention to these tech in the tech sector, because this could have a domino effect here. So pay attention, XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure to hit that like button. So before I leave you, this is what went wrong. So Google earnings badly miss estimates as YouTube ad revenue falls. Google parent Alphabet Google reported September quarter profit and revenue that missed estimates as its core digital advertising business fell short of lowered expectations. Google stock tumbled on the Google earnings news as YouTube ad revenue fell. The internet search giant released the Google earnings report after the market closed on Tuesday. Google said third quarter profit fell 24% to 1.06 per share. The company reports earnings under generally accepted accounting principles, also known as GAAP. Gross revenue rose 6% to $69.09 billion in headwinds from currency exchange rates. In the year earlier period, Google revenue rose 41%. Analysts had predicted Google earnings $1.26 per share on revenue of $71 billion. A year earlier, Google reported earnings of $1.40 per share on revenue of $65.1 billion. Google reported an across-the-board miss on Q3 advertising, as search, YouTube, and the ad network were all softer than expected, partially offset by a top-line beat at cloud, said Cowen analyst John Blackledge in a report. He added management cited tough year-over-year comparison, a pullback by some advertisers, and worse FX currency exchange rates. Google stock sank 6.3% to 97.90 in early trading on the stock market today, and now it's over 7%, as I've shown, almost 7.9, over 7.9. Heading into the Google earnings report, the big cap tech stock had retreated 27% in 2022, putting it firmly in a bear market. Google stock, YouTube revenue falls. YouTube ad revenue fell nearly 2% to $7.07 billion amid increased competition from TikTok. Google stock analyst had estimated YouTube ad revenue of $7.5 billion, up 3.5%. YouTube has to do a better job at their ads and the way they implement them and the way they do things. TikTok makes it far superior in that sense. Meanwhile, overall Google advertising revenue rose 2.5% to $54.48 billion, missing estimates of $56.58 billion. Google said cloud computing revenue rose 37% to $6.87 billion, edging by estimates of $6.7 billion. Alphabet repurchased $15.39 billion of its own stock, about the same as in the June 2022 quarter. Google said it was slow hiring in the December quarter and in 2023. Google had 186,779 employees as of September 30th, up 24% from a year earlier. Well, about 37% of that workforce is going bye-bye, including those new 24%. So I hope you enjoyed your job, but inflation's going to be a bitch. Alphabet's capital expenditures grew 7% in quarter 3 to $7.3 billion. It's surprising to us that Google continued to hire and invest aggressively throughout quarter 3, knowing that macro trends were deteriorating, and Evercore ISI analyst Mark Mahaney, in a report, Google stock holds a relative strength rating of 46 out of a best possible 99 according to IBD Stock Checkup. So that's how I would like to leave it. Make sure to hit that like button if you'd like to join me on BitGet, on MEXC, or on UPHOLD. Look in the video description below. You can also find a way to join Tom's Army there.